Throughout Earth's history, species have gone extinct. The death of one species sometimes allows another species to thrive. This is an ongoing process on Earth that has been influential in the evolution of many species. This kind of extinction was called extinction as a natural phenomena by George Cuvier, and is something that has happened frequently throughout the history of life on Earth. There have been several events in Earth's history that have led to the extinction of many species at once. These are called mass extinctions. Though the exact causes are not known, contributing factors do seem to have some things in common. Eruptions, changes in plate tectonics, impact of large asteroids, and altering of atmosphere by life have changed the climate during these times. In the mass extinctions, we can see that there have been causes of extinction that are not due to the thriving of a species, but we can also see in a few instances that life likely played a significant role in environmental changes that caused mass extinction. The MEDEA hypothesis suggests that the process of natural selection will favor life that thrives, and that this thriving sometimes does cause environmental changes that are detrimental to other life, and sometimes also detrimental to that life form itself. This may be a possible mechanism of extinction. Two of the mass extinction events in particular seem to support the MEDEA hypothesis. The late Devonian, about 370 million years ago, and Precambrian, about 2.5 billion years ago, both involved evolution of new life that contributed to an unfavorable environment for other organisms, causing their extinction. During the Devonian period, some vascular land plants evolved. Some became the size of trees, and adaptations made it possible for some plants to survive in drier environments. This increase in biomass of land plant species seems to have had a causal relationship to the extinction of many ocean species. The exact mechanism seems to be unclear. It is thought that removal of carbon dioxide by these plants contributed to a global cooling effect, making ocean levels drop, which would have killed coastal habitats. Approximately 2.5 to 2.2 billion years ago, during the Precambrian period, a new life form evolved that was deadly to the predominant life forms at that time. Anaerobic microbes were the major form of life on Earth. Oxygen was deadly to these organisms. Evolution of photosynthetic microbes, which released oxygen into the atmosphere, likely caused the extinction of many of these organisms. Some of these anaerobes continue to survive in places where there was not much oxygen. The concentration of oxygen in the atmosphere increased from negligible levels to about 20%. In these conditions, life that could tolerate oxygen likely evolved before life that could actually use oxygen for energy. The increase of oxygen in the atmosphere influenced the evolution of life that can use oxygen, but it also caused extinction of much of the anaerobic life that existed prior to that time. It is thought that this great oxygenation event influenced a symbiotic relationship to form between anaerobic organisms and organisms that could use oxygen to produce energy. These life forms were early ancestors of many of the life forms that we are familiar with, including animals and humans. Life has evolved for the conditions of its environment. When this environment changes, some life is not equipped to survive in the new environment, and it goes extinct. It seems that at least some of the time, life does create conditions which are unfavorable to some forms of life. The majority of species that have ever lived on this planet are extinct. The MEDEA hypothesis might explain some of the reasons for this.